We're real.
We're real.
I'm
We're
pulling
so
you
real
up.
right
We're
now.
real.
Real people.
I'm not real.
Yippee.
Be fake instead.
I mean, I suppose we could be. Anyway, y'all just walked out of the front gate of the Magic Academy. Where are you guys going?
Onward.
Onward, yeah.
Onward?
I mean,
We go forth.
mm-hmm.
Make me a perception check
Hello,
to
hello,
determine which
everyone.
way you think most of the
Apparently I have
faculty are
been here
going,
for
because they
3
seem to be
years.
running in both
That's
directions.
crazy. I know I haven't
let's
been
see, what's
around
my
much,
perception? It's
but I
minus one,
still
isn't it?
appreciate you, Stella, and everyone
7.
around.
Helps if I have my dice ready. Smile.
It does, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know it had that.
I have a mess now.
15?
There's 5
Oh.
dice in a set, right?
7.
7.
Oh shoot. Okay, no, there's one. I opened up my mini dice thing, and I don't know why I opened it this way, but they're all over at my desk.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Okay, I have them.
7.
Alright, anyone higher than Kruu with the 15?
25.
Probably. My perception is 4. I have 17.
17. Alright, Kruu, Alwyn, and Nellav. You guys do see that professors are running sort of in both directions, but you see the majority of the professors are sort of headed to the left, which you know to be sort of more the distance towards the Atlee Pass. The other professors do seem to be sort of like running the other direction, but it seems like they're sort of setting up more wards like you saw them doing throughout campus.
Left.
Gamers go left.
Good adventurers go left.
That they do. Okay.
That is a wise
Yeah, I've
saying.
heard that somewhere.
Yeah, you guys can start heading to the left with most of the faculty. A couple of them start giving you sort of weird looks, but no one seems to say anything.
Nellav isn't moving.
Nellav?
I don't think we should be doing this.
Why not?
Why would we?
Because it's the right thing to do.
Is it the right
We're
thing to do when
adventurous,
there are people more capable? Already going?
Do we know that they're more capable?
I mean, we've been given every sign under the sun that says we should go back.
Such as, like, oh no, they think we're going to die. They're underestimating us because we're students, but no, we're adventurers. We've done it 1,000 times.
Maybe you've jumped headfirst into situations you don't know, but I haven't.
Well, you're with us. Like, do you not trust us?
That's hard to say.
Aiden saved my life more times than I can count. Like, we won't let you die, Nellav.
Do you remember when we got here? The spike trap in the floor. Do you understand
Yeah.
that if that wasn't a scenario, like, just been set up and fabricated, that I would not be here right now?
I mean... I'm sure you're just being less cautious because you knew it was fabricated and set up, surely.
No, I just walked into a room. And if this is an actual giant and an actual giant drill, do you know how dangerous those can be?
Nope.
Do I need to?
They can probably pancake you in a single hit.
Then I simply won't get hit. Listen, if you're going to bow out and be some kind of coward, then by all means, go ahead.
It's not
I
cowardly.
expected more of a god, to be honest.
I mean, I think that's a little unfair.
Is it?
A touch.
Usually
We've
when we
spent-
run into stuff that wants to kill us, it's by accident, not because we ran into it on purpose, in all fairness.
You
So
know,
we didn't run into that lich head first?
We didn't know he was a lich when we did that.
also true.
Run into things
yet
head
we're
first,
still
yes,
here.
with the expectation that they could kill us. Less, yes. But that is a fair point. We can always do the happy medium. We could kind of walk a little closer and see if we can gauge the situation.
Where did your faith in yourself go, Alwyn?
I'm just trying to be the happy medium, Like we could do, we could play it on the safer side and still, as long as we're feeling good about it, do what we plan to do. I don't see what's wrong with that.
I just think if it's giants, we should be nowhere near them. At least not unprepared like this.
And how'd you suggest we prepare?
That's the thing, I don't think we can be.
And do you think the faculty can be any more prepared than they are?
I think the faculty are aware of giants being in the area. They have drills for them and such. And they're setting up right now. You can see them placing wards.
And do you think they're all going in with no expectation of getting injured, hurt?
Oh, I
perhaps
think
even
they
dying?
have to. They live here. This is their home.
And because it's the right thing to do to protect the students, the other faculty, everyone. They could quite as easily bow out. They could run with their tails between their legs and leave everyone to the proverbial wolves. But they don't. And I refuse to as well.
Perhaps we could see how they handle things at first, but it's possible this might be beyond our
The
abilities.
crew gets it. We can just do the...
And we can be there on the sidelines to help if there's a problem. But I think engaging with the beast directly may be not the right move. Beast, giant, same thing.
To be fair, it could be a giant
Fine.
beast. Technically, no one specified.
That's true.
Fine, we can scout out the situation. But I'm not leaving these people to die.
I'm gonna stay back. This is far too dangerous of a situation. I do not want to get involved.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yes.
So be it. Aiden, are you coming?
Gonna make us pick. Man,
It's not a choice. We can go scout out ahead or whatever. We can gauge the situation.
well, I mean, at this
I
point,
can
it's
get the
still
high ground.
splitting up. Everyone knows that's... If you get the high ground, you're already set. It's already over.
For scouting.
I get it.
Information is power.
It's true.
Listen, feel free to scout out what you want. I'm going to err on the side of caution.
But that, I guess, I'm going to head forward. Whether anyone else joins me is their decision.
Aiden's kind of looking back and forth between his own hands and Nellav very contemplatingly, I guess.
Keep my enhancement. I'll keep focusing it.
Well, I respect your decision, honestly. We've, as a party, had many more years learning the lessons of mortality.
I've had a whole
get it.
week to contemplate things.
No, I understand your decision, but for more than one reason, I don't think I can stand beside you on this. I choose to venture forth with Varas, but we'll see you.
I pray that I see you in one piece next time I look at you.
Aiden will bow his head and follow Varas.
All right. What about the rest of you?
Above table, my choice of this is made depending on what Alwyn's choice is.
Oh, pardon. That's difficult because I was just gonna go. Well, I think I'm going. It's
Then
better
I'm
odds.
going to.
Simply just for better odds of not dying with more people, I think. So
Good point. I'm making the
I'll
same.
at least go for the scouting part.
I'm an excellent scout.
I believe it.
All right.
Kruu will waddle to the left.
Okay. Yeah, the rest of you can start headed to the left. Nellav, where are you going now that you're standing in front of like this gate and your party's sort of walking off to the left?
I am just standing here thinking.
Okay. Chatter is still there with you. Chatter's kind of looking at the rest of the party that's walking away and looking at you and looking at the party, and he's gonna kind of trill and flap at you a little bit.
Let's go back to the dorms, Chatter.
Chatter's gonna look at you and look at the party and then try to tug on your sleeve in that direction.
Chatter, it's too dangerous.
Chatter will stop and let out a kind of little sad trill, but will settle on your shoulder.
Nellav's gonna begin going toward the dorms.
Okay. You can start walking towards the front gate. As you get there, you see what appears to be an arcane barrier in front of the gate.
Can I interact with the barrier in any way?
Are you reaching out to touch it?
Yes. Like a very I'm cautiously touch poke
Yeah. You poke this barrier, and where your finger touches this slightly shimmery wall, a sort of ripple extends outwards. But you don't feel like you're going to be able to be let through.
Is the barrier just around the school?
Yes. It seems so. It seems like the faculty are the ones casting it.
Are any of them nearby?
Yeah, there seem to be stationed at various points around the wall. There's a lot inside campus. You can still see, if you look up, that it's still sort of forming all the way upwards. It hasn't quite reached the top of the school yet.
Nellav's actually just gonna head into town, from the school.
Okay, yeah, you can turn around and you can start heading towards town. You can see the streets are pretty much totally empty.
I think leave Nellav to wander for now and see what the party's doing. I'm not really sure what I want to do.
Okay, that's fine. The rest of you guys, as you guys sort of head around that northern edge of the school, you guys see what appears to be sort of a big sea of faculty. More than you think should realistically be on campus at any point in time. You're not sure where the extras came from, but there's quite a few people here. Most of them are sort of wands extended and various stabs and things, hands in the air, and they seem to be putting up an even larger wall sort of between the northern end of the school and what appears to be like sort of the wooded area of the pass on the other side. And as you get there, you feel the ground start to shake, and I want you all to make me dexterity saving throws.
Ooh, I love those. Those are my
To the
favorite.
Left, to the left. Everything you own in a box. To the left.
Dexterity. That is 22.
Remember, you get to add 2 to this because you all stood next to me.
Oh, 24 then.
24?
And I'm 18.
18?
Oh, I was muted. 16.
16, all right.
15.
15. You all are fine. As the ground does shake, a disconcerting amount for how much you've sort of faced large beasts before. You see sort of the trees in the distance quake a bit, but you don't actually see anything else. And then the ground sort of stabilizes. A good chunk of the faculty are sort of knocked over, and some people are, you can see them picking each other up.
Is anyone around us, like, knocked over?
I don't know, have you approached sort of the crowd?
Kind of. We're still far back, I
Yeah.
would say.
Well,
They're
like,
not
towards the back
particularly.
of any.
There's not a ton
Okay.
of people by you. You can see the crowd seems to be made up of every sort of person that you'd expect to be faculty. There's some people who are wizards, there's some people who look to be more druidic. There's some that are very obviously like sorcerers. But yeah, you get the sense that not all of them were necessarily built to withstand a giant and created earthquake.
In the moment, as the earthquake settles, I'm going to look behind myself and remark on how the rest of them decided to follow. It's going to be like, I see, I'm glad to see you're all standing by me. Or something to that effect.
I figure the odds that someone ends up dead are better the more of us there are. So,
You're wise to think that.
sort of the pragmatic choice, I suppose. Might be prudent if anyone is close enough nearby to ask if they have a sense of what kind of giant this actually is, because, you know, you've been very unspecific so far, and I'd imagine they have a general sense given that they have drills for this. Just a thought.
I don't disagree with that.
That was a more over the table thought, by the way, if that wasn't obvious. Since
Yeah.
Aiden was looking for people to like help up if necessary anyway, so.
Yo.
Yeah.
Are you guys looking for like someone in the crowd who looks like they're kind of directing people?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, someone who's not quite focused on the wall, but is more just there.
Anyone who wants
Yeah.
to can make me a perception check.
I'm good at
16.
those. Oh. Okay, well, I'm usually good at those.
Wait, 6.
10.
19.
All right. Kruu with the 19. You see towards sort of the middle of the faculty, there appears to be a small group of people that are gathering, sort of away from what appears to be the big sea of casters. And it looks like there is a man who's standing there who has sort of a large sword at his hip who seems to be talking to them.
Hi.
You're just walking up to them?
No, I'm just from where I'm standing.
Oh, they're decently far away.
Kruu will quietly say hi.
Okay.
Hi.
Kruu just looks back at the party.
Kruu just said hi.
In the assumption that he didn't actually get anyone's attention, I'm going to approach the group seeing like the direction he was like saying hi in and assuming
Okay.
and be like, hey, do we know what kind of giant we're fighting?
Yeah, the man will turn to you. He'll sort of look you up and down. Varas, roll me a history check.
I did hear big sword and I was like, is this gonna be that same guy? Nat 20.
Nat 20. You barely recognize this guy. You recall him being listed as the club supervisor for warcasters. But he wasn't really in the crowd of students that was practicing. But if you think back a little ways, he was actually in the same stadium. But yeah, he'll sort of turn to you and look you up and down. He gives pause for a second, like realizing that you're obviously not faculty. But doesn't seem to say anything about it. And he goes, no, we are actually about to send out the scouting party to. They're not far off into the tree line, but we can't exactly tell what we're dealing with yet.
Okay, hold on. Over the table, my brain heard scouting party, and it's like, oh, that's what we're here to do. We should follow.
They're doing it a different way than we are.
Yeah.
That means a different thing for them.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're here to help in any way we can. Keep us posted, okay?
Well, I mean, if you'd like to join the scouting party, you can be our guest. Are you a caster?
No.
Then you're not gonna be of much use helping with the wall.
Well, yeah, that's a given. But I'm here to fight.
Well, if you're here to fight, then I'd advise you go with the scouts.
Hey guys.
Although I can't say I recommend it.
Or is trying to speedrun the most dangerous choice.
Well, I'll keep that thought in mind. I'd at least like to get a sense of what's going on before jumping in head first, I suppose. I'm gonna thank him and head back towards the group.
Oh.
Suit yourself.
Can I interject before you head back?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I have wandered over at this point?
Yeah.
And quite simply ask the guy, when this wall is up, is there a way back in?
Into campus? No.
Or just even through this section of the woods?
Not unless you want to walk for, quite a distance around the outside. I mean, we can't protect the whole town, but we at least try to, kite the giants where we can if we're not going to take them down ourselves.
That
Which,
was a
who knows
concerning
what we're
plural.
dealing with at all.
No, I understand. Okay.
Let me.
That was a concerning plural if you didn't just catch it, by the way.
Oh no, I got
Yeah.
it, and I got your comment.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so over the table, this is where we make the decision if we're dying or not.
I don't think this guy knows what a scouting party is. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, I'm very
I don't think-
confused as to how the scouts get back, but honestly,
I don't
they
think he
also
knows what
sound
that
like the
word
fighters.
means. Yeah,
So-
I just think he doesn't know what the word scout means. If anyone who wants to fight anything is in the scouting party. That's just not what that means, actually.
That is
Should
just
they
not what that means.
should they be ready in case? Sure. Should that be the goal? No.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
No,
Huh?
Squint.
100% not.
Like, huh? Okay.
Squint.
I don't know if I
Maybe
trust
I'll
this guy.
let me at him.
This guy's tactical decisions, if that's what we're talking about here. Like,
real.
can we fire this guy? I'm running the show now. He's out
Oh
of
my
here.
god.
I will be the new
Later.
logistician.
Surely they're good enough mages to leave human-sized holes in the wall, anyway.
If only I
Um,
was able to cast 6th level spells, this would not be a problem.
Real.
Then probably neither would the giant, though. So, like, or any number of them, really. At the very least, they'd be a lot less threatening. Besides the point, though, I suppose.
Yeah. The man will
Um,
kind of, he'll nod at you, Aiden, and he'll say, if you are thinking about not partaking in this, I suggest you head into town. You won't be able to get back into the school at this point, but there's at least some level of safety there.
I was more concerned for your scouts than anything, but I suppose they're equipped to deal with what they find?
Maybe.
He will glance over at them and glance at you, and you can make me an insight check.
What? Fuck this dice! What is happening?
You're burning them all
It's a
now. It's good.
12.
12?
Uh-huh.
You don't know what he's thinking.
Are people within earshot valid to make that check? My insight's gross.
Yeah, if you're hanging out.
Cool.
Abuga,
23.
17.
You don't know if he's fully sure how capable they are.
Yeah, that's not good.
That tracks.
Well,
Well, we can't let the scouts die, guys. I mean,
okay, but like,
Yeah, we can't protect them.
I mean, helping fight the thing is one thing. Joining the scouting party when the whole point of a scouting party is to find out what it is and report back as opposed to actually fight it. I mean, if that's not what the scouts are doing, then why'd you call it a scouting party? I don't know. Like,
yeah. We're like scuttling away and huddling to talk within a party without them hearing right now.
Like we could
calling
we
it
could just
because,
wait
yeah.
to find out because that's what their job is. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, Alwyn, that scouting party isn't coming back.
I see. That's
Mhm.
another option, I suppose.
That's what Aiden's currently, because Aiden's been in a war. You know, that is a team of people that has been built to not return. Oh dear.
you're okay with that?
Nope.
You know what we gotta do then, right?
What can we?
No, I'm not
What can we
okay with
do
being a
about
part
it?
of that group.
I was gonna say, what are the odds that us joining aforementioned group that is not built to come back changes that outcome? Because that's the only reason we would go.
Because we're built to come back. I'm not saying that in character.
Okay, but unless we're bringing all of them too, what's the point?
Yeah.
Unless the plan is for, like, unless we're worried about the scouts going, achieving nothing and dying, I guess. But, like, damn. Really? They didn't get anywhere
That
in
would be
the
a pretty
scouting
shit
party?
outcome.
It's true, but I have faith in them to be better at it than that.
I don't think anyone here has that same faith.
I don't know. Personally, I think it's probably a bad idea, but, like, I will always kind of on the group philosophy of minimize casualties by sticking together, so I'm rolling with whatever we all are.
Aiden is noticeably like sheepish and mildly terrified of the like realization that he might have made without even confirmation. He's already like he understands.
I think all you need for a hint to find that out or to work that one out is that the scouting party has any intention to fight anything.
Yeah, there's no way back through the wall.
And that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But although,
So,
also
yeah.
everyone is outside the wall, so like, but-
No, the people casting the wall seem to be inside it.
Wait, did I misunderstand that?
Yeah.
yeah, there's two walls. There's one
What? That's
around
overpowered.
campus,
Damn.
and then there's one like surrounding
Yeah,
part of the
one
temple.
across like the Atlee.
Oh, you mean
Where
the
we
second
are-
wall.
the Atlee
Okay,
Maris,
I
like,
gotcha.
yeah, that pass, they're making a
the
wall
other
across
wall.
that
Yeah.
esque area.
I thought you meant the campus wall when you said go back, and I was like, well.
No, I meant through the wall they're making in the tree line. I hope that came across and we didn't get a false answer, but I don't want to wreck on it, so here we are. So, yeah, Aiden is absolutely terrified right now. Have fun.
Didn't you say before that you fought in a war already, Aiden?
Yeah.
And think about how much you've grown since that point. Think about all you've done, all you've accomplished. Why do I get the sense that you're scared?
LRDM, my friend.
Hi.
Hi. Oh god, can I get a check on like what kind of role Aiden played in the Known War?
Sure. That depends on exactly what you want to have done. You know that the battle was against a lot of dark spirits. It was the Great Spirit War, so you did fight against essentially evil undead. And then there was a kraken that rose out of the sea at that point in time that took down several of your own, which it's very rare for Fae to die. And the king and queen of the High Fae did come and defeat the kraken eventually, but the army of Sealin had to basically fend off this kraken for a certain amount of time. So, up to you.
Okay. I'm gonna think on it for a minute.
Okay.
AKA type stuff in my phone.
I do have minor amounts of backup plan if we do end up in the scouting party, by the way. I feel it's important to throw out there. I don't know if it'll help, but I can try. But I do still think it's probably a bad idea. I wish we had a second druid. I need somebody else who can cast my list of spells so that because concentration sucks. Otherwise, we would just make a beast familiar and then send it. But I can't do both at the same time. When are we getting... Yeah, there's Alwyn's actual in-character question. When are we getting a second druid? Where's my spellcasting homie when I need one? Well, because then I could just make a beast and we could have someone cast Beast Sense on it. And then none of us would have to go.
I mean,
Just send
your sister's
it.
a druid,
At certain
right?
thresholds, I can learn any spell.
I know, it was great while she was here, and then we never got a chance to do that.
Over table, I can learn any spell at 10th level and next level.
Over the
two
table.
each time.
Over the table, that's neat. I also wouldn't waste it on that. But
Probably not. I got things in mind.
yeah, but in character, Alwyn wouldn't know that anyway. So he's still upset he lost his other druid. What the hell? Also sister. I suppose that matters too. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might also be relevant. I suppose. Kruu, what do you think?
I don't know that we're going to be able to be of much help. I'm concerned we may be a hindrance and endanger the lives of the party and ourselves. Scary.
Okay, yeah, I'm continuing, but Aiden is terrified right now. Anyway.
I'm thinking real hard.
You sound outvoted, so it's whether or not you're...
I do sound really outvoted.
So it's whether or not you're willing to ignore what everyone else said and just go.
No, I'm gonna stick back.
Okay.
If we see a giant come here, ooga booga, hit it.
Yes.
Trying to decide if burning a spell slot to try and help out the scouting party is useful in any way. It's a level 2 spell slot. I should probably just do that. How many people are in the scouting party?
It looks like there's 5.
Oh yeah.
Only 5.
That's
less
not
than
a
I thought.
scouting party. That's another word for a party that starts with ass.
How much do they actually look like
There's
scouts?
a movie named
Or do they
after
just
these
look
guys.
like people who don't cast spells?
You
Thank
can make me
you.
an insight check.
Sure.
You're welcome.
17.
17?
Yes. I rolled a 9. My insight's stupid.
Yeah. You see a woman who has the nicest greatsword on her back that you've probably ever seen in your life. You see a man who kind of gives you a similar vibe check to Varas, just in that sort of way, kind of like lanky, hidden in the shadows a little bit. You see what appears to be a tabaxi woman, who has what appears to be a crossbow in her hands. And then you see what appear to be someone who looks very much like a wizard, like glasses sort of shoved up the bridge of his nose. And then someone else who has a large staff.
Dang.
Vibe check. They're standing there like they know what they're doing.
Mixed bag. Okay.
Can I take further insight into the sword? You said it was a great sword, right?
Yes.
Can I try and see if I can tell if that sword has ever seen a day of combat?
Sure. Make me a perception check.
14.
14. You think that sword is well loved.
Ugh, that tells me nothing. Well, it tells me an amount.
Has tasted
Oh,
the
God,
blood of
these
many
guys.
foes.
No, these guys are gonna die.
Can we just ask them what the plan is? Because I still don't trust the guy who told us the scouting party fights things. I want to know what their plan is. That's a more over the table thing for everyone if we're cool with that. Do we just want to go ask them? 'Cause,
Kinda,
like,
but Tim, what were you gonna say?
No, ignore me.
Okay. I'm kind of down to
let's do
see
that.
what
I
they
still want to
think.
know if they intend to be stealthy about it or not, basically. I'm walking over to ask.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can
I'm
walk up to them.
following.
Who are you addressing? Just them in general?
Does anyone look particularly in charge?
You'd say the woman with the greatsword has a pretty big presence there.
Okay. Well, start with her then, I suppose, but just ask, like, hey, I heard you guys were the scouting party, you're getting ready to head out. Just wanted to check in case we can be of use. What your approach is going to be? Are you guys looking to be stealthy about this? What's the MO?
That would be us. She'll reach out as if to shake your hand. Thalia.
Alwyn. I'll shake,
Pleasure.
of course.
Sounds familiar.
Why is that name familiar?
It's a
That
magic
name's
card.
familiar. Why is that familiar? Hold on.
It's a magic card. That's why I know it.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
brain's like, I just know a bunch of Thalias and things. Yeah, I don't have a note. Anyway,
Well, the
Since
plan
I'm
is
there, can I roll a history check on that name real quick?
sure.
Dirty 20.
You don't remember.
Owned.
Sorry.
That's not in my notes. Okay.
no, it's not.
Well, the plan is exactly that, is to sort of go and try to assess the situation without, getting too much involved. If we think that it's something that we can handle, then we'll deal with it. And if not, then we'll come back, see what reinforcements we can gather. See if it's even a threat at all. It probably is, given how close they've gotten, but...
Excellent. Well, I see no reason to send more people than necessary, but if you guys would like a hand, I have something that could help.
You guys adventurers? You look a little young to be faculty.
Yeah,
We get around.
that's us.
Kindred spirits, then.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, if you would like to help, you're more than welcome to come. But that being said, we don't know exactly what we're walking into, so as long as you guys have, your own plans of escape, just in case.
And I just don't have to go. I can do this from here.
Well, you're more than welcome
Yeah,
to stay
same.
back.
Right, I will aid from here.
Damn it, I was
Just,
interested. Wait, there's 5 of them. We can both cast aid across all 5. There you go.
Aid? What?
What? Oh,
I don't
thought you
know
were
what yours
casting
is.
aid.
No.
That's literally not a druid spell, I'm reading it. Okay, well, anyway.
No, I have pass
What, there
without a
you go.
trace prepped, so
Oh.
Literally just looking at that to see what kind of spell it was. It's a druid spell, turns out, and a
Nope.
ranger spell.
I prepped it after we were like searching for a spooky person maybe taking people out of their rooms and never unprepped it. So
Oh, you're so smart for that. I've been wanting to access that spell for the longest time.
well, it doesn't do anything 80% of the time is the problem. But
True.
it is useful here, assuming they are actually attempting stealth. So, and it's up to an hour, so I can just cast it from here. And
Yeah, I also have a way to assist in the form of aid. So,
okay, well, if you guys just want to tell us when you're ready to leave, I can.
Oh, well, we're about to head out. Honestly, if we can get a shot at picking off if it's a lesser giant, that would kind of be ideal, or, even some semblance of, if there's more than one separating one, that would be awesome, because we're kind of looking to get a nice setup going in Atlee if we can. And it's, let's just say it's hard to be allowed through the Atlee Pass nowadays without something to prove yourself.
I see. All right, bait's been set. Are we following hook, line, and sinker? Because if I'm not mistaken, that's the pass where we needed ingredients from, right? Or am I crazy?
Oh, wait, Pyro,
Or is that the other one?
unless I'm found a wrong thing, pass it out trace radiates from you. You would need to get
Yeah, but I cast it right here. Everyone's in range, and then I hold it for an hour.
it
Or
would
does
have to
it
stay in the area, no?
do you?
Yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't.
The
It's
way this
unclear.
worded, we need a DM check on this.
Let me look.
It is non-specific. The wording of choose is why I initially assumed, because if you're choosing, then like it's choose once. It's not like a.
The range itself. That's all I need.
Oh,
to know,
you're
actually.
right. It does say self, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would need to.
Oh,
go
we'd
with
have
them.
to go. Lame.
I would
Yes,
come with you if you want.
I will say for pass without trace, it is a range of self. I would let it be a little bit further of a distance just because I'm not going to track that specific of distance within like a combat, but for how far away they're going from you, it would not continue to work.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's just the way it's worded implies you choose once, but it makes sense.
Normally,
Self-range
if
is
you're
sort
like
of
walking to a
indicative there.
combat or a specific like situation, I wouldn't mind it. But if you're casting it for someone who's exclusively walking very far away,
Yeah,
then
no, that makes sense.
yeah.
Can I get a similar check on aid because it doesn't have the radiates from you thing?
Let me look. If my computer would load, there we go. I will let you give them aid for the distance that they're going.
And like it's a range of 30 feet, but then there's nothing that says it's coming from me, so the 8 hours I feel like it's just
Yeah,
the 30 feet is how far you
I will
can
let
pick.
you cast aid if you'd like to.
Cool.
Okay, well, I suppose the question is then for sure this time whether we're going or not. Not doing pass without. By the way, I hate that it's without trace, not without a trace. That's upsetting. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's unrelated. But yeah, it's just
Out of
whether we're going or
character?
not.
I would love to in character. Actually, Varas has an unearned self-confidence right now, so Varas would also go, but wouldn't necessarily love to, just wants to. Feels like
Okay.
they should.
I am okay with either.
I
a
think
bot.
doesn't the paladin's armor give them disadvantage to stealth checks?
Plate armor in general does, yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
What's your
Would it-
dex?
Mine.
Whose?
Yeah. The person who'd have disadvantage on stealth check.
True.
Oh, some person.
Actually, both of you would, wouldn't you? 'Cause Cruise is also plate, right?
Yeah.
No.
It's close
No?
not.
No?
It's heavy, at least, right? Surely.
What armor are you wearing?
Studded leather, it's not plate.
Oh,
Huh?
Yep.
that's good.
Fair enough, I guess.
So,
Yeah,
what
'cause
is your
Kruu
dex?
Kruu also uses a dex-based weapon, so he's in dex
Yeah.
armor.
Yeah.
Yep.
So true, so true, so
Still,
true.
though,
I
what?
thought of this.
So,
Mhm.
still, what Aiden's dex is actually really relevant.
-1.
If we do this, we leave Aiden behind. I fear.
Let me read things.
Which sucks to leave 2 people behind, but that's if we do this.
While you guys are figuring out your life choices, let's jump to Nellav
Yes.
for a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
Yeah, we can
yes.
type. We can type.
Where are you going in town?
I'm gonna, like, it's like, I'm assuming people are just, like, huddled in their homes or, like, buildings for safety and stuff. This
you
is
get
like,
the sense that there's no one sort of wandering on the streets. Every once in a while you see someone, but they seem to be, like, grabbing something and darting back into a home or a building. You do get the sense that, like, things are still open and technically functional, but no one is wanting to go outside.
okay, I am going to look for an inn to sit down and gather thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, there's a local inn. It's actually not too far away from the bakery that you've been to before. Yeah, you can just head on in there. Their front door is open. You see there are some people in there. They're kind of mostly huddled in the very far back. You get the sense they just happen to be visiting town.
Chatter, I don't know.
Chatter will trail at you.
They've just gone to die.
Chatter will kind of tilt their head and then do like a little bit of a shrug.
You remember what giants are like, right?
Chatter will nod, sort of vigorously.
They're vicious and they just smash things and I mean, they don't have a chance.
Chatter's gonna shrug again.
Lob's just gonna put their head down on the table. They are stressed.
Chatter's going to boop your beak with their nose. And then trill again.
I don't know what to do. In character.
Yeah, Chatter is going to bonk their head to yours. And you get like a little vision of yourself hiding behind a rock.
Just hide?
Chatter will bonk their head to yours again, a little bit too aggressively this time. There's like a little thunk noise.
Ow.
And the image slightly changed, so you're less hiding and more like casting a spell over the top of a rock and then ducking down again.
What if they see me?
Chatter is going to bonk you way too aggressively this time and then flop over onto the table. And you get a little image of yourself poofing away. Get the sense it's Misty Step.
Okay. I mean, I could do that. I'm still scared though.
Chatter is going to sit up a little bit dazed because they bonked themselves a little too hard and then kind of nod at you.
I could follow them, maybe at a distance? To figure out which way they went.
Shatter will just kind of point in a direction, like just straight nose in the direction that you came from, and then nod at themselves as if they're pleased as they remembered which direction you came from.
I'm gonna give them a head pat.
Shatter will trill.
Okay. You know I can't take you with me.
Chatter will nod.
If something happened, I'd never forgive myself.
Chatter is going to, like, circle around themselves like the way a cat would when they're going to sit down and just kind of curl up on the table.
Maybe you could introduce yourself to the barkeep.
Chatter will pick up their head, and nod and then start flapping over to, like, behind the counter.
I'm also gonna walk up to the bar.
Okay. Yeah, there's a man behind the bar. He's doesn't really seem to expect you to be walking up to him. And so he kind of does a double take when the dragon kind of lands on the counter. Hello?
Hi there, this is my friend. I'm having a stressful day. I'd like something strong for the road, and I'm gonna go meet my own demise.
Oh, I see. Well, I can pour you one of our strongest.
Maybe a half a dose.
Okay, I'll pour you a half. On the house today. Yeah, he'll reach under the counter and he'll pour you like a half of something. He'll hand it over to you.
Nellav's gonna chug down the hatch and say,
Yeah.
This is Shatter. If you need some help today, they've got some free time. And if you don't see me again, send them to one called, Anais.
I don't know.
Nellav's already out the door.
Okay. He's gonna give Chatter a head pat.
See ya.
Alright.
Peace.
Nellav, you headed back up the hill?
Yep.
Okay. Party, what are you doing?
Good question.
I do think it really depends on how Varas handles this.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Because I don't think anyone's going unless you do.
Yeah.
The only person who would actively be pulling you away from going is Aiden, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Although if there's anyone's vote that was going to count against, Varas's,
yeah.
Like,
Not wrong.
it would be yours.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn back to Aiden. Seriously though, what's got you so shaken up?
I've spoken about the Great Spirit War and known before, right?
Yeah.
I'd kind of try and quietly turn away from the quote scouting party that are right next to us.
Yeah, you can.
Real.
They're not like.
Oh wait, we
quite
were already
paying you
huddled
mind.
away. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
I was that party in the war.
You were part of the scouting party?
The scouting party, yes.
And you made it out? I'm
because
failing to see the
because
problem.
the High Fae King and Queen saved us. Not because the faculty members of a university did.
And you think these giants are scarier than the spirits?
No, I understand their much less danger, but they're also much less safe than being the faculty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand the position they're in, and I don't want to be back in that position.
Would you rather they're in that position alone?
With an understanding that I have, us being there might not save them anyway.
And what if the giants make it here? And get to us anyway?
Well, then at least we'll be here. Not off in a group of 9. Look at the amount of people around us.
Varas is going to pause and take a look around. I know logically that you're correct. I do. But that guy over there, he kind of reminds me of me. And I know that were I to be in that group, just the 5 of us, I'd want all the help I could get. But with that being said, your family, and I trust you. I trust your judgment, Aiden. We'll hang back, and should the fight come to us, we'll be better equipped to handle it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. In
Good
character,
roleplay.
yes.
Sounds like a plan, I suppose.
Okay. Have you already cast your spells of aid and whatever on the scout party?
I think just 8 now, actually.
No, but like once Aiden and Varas stop having that bit of a conversation, I'll look back over to them and like give them a nod of like, "Are you ready?"
You coming with us?
We'll hang back and wait for your word. I have faith, but simply do not see myself in any use to you from up close.
She'll shrug. Suit yourselves.
And then I will take 2 actions, because we're not in combat, I can do that, I swear, and double cast aid on all 5 of them.
Is aid not concentration?
No.
Ah, okay.
Oh, aid is busted, by the way. Anyway.
Yeah, the fact you just said it wasn't concentration gives me that impression, yeah.
Yeah, it's 5 max health to 3 people for 8 hours, not concentration. And it's only 2nd level, it's broken.
Wild.
And that's max health, so you can heal it back.
Okay.
Yep. There you go. I bless
yeah.
them with the powers that be.
The wizard who's among the party will turn to you, kind of look you up and down and then nod. And then they're gonna head off into the tree line.
May the gods be in your favor.
Alright. Nellav, what are you doing when you get here?
I'm following the direction that they went.
Okay. Yeah, you can sort of head that way.
Staying as hidden as I can the whole way, though.
Okay, yeah, you can head left past the front gate. You can see sort of the big gathering of most of the faculty, and you can see the wall that's starting to go up. It seems like they've completed the secondary wall that's sort of in front of the school itself, and you can see a wall that's sort of starting to form that's going to block off sort of the rest of the area towards the town. You kind of are there at a time where you could go on the far side of the wall where sort of most of the faculty are at this point, or you could stay on this side.
Can I, like, see if I can see the party?
Yeah, make me a perception check.
17. Really on the 17s today.
You can see them. Sort of how it looks right now is there's the main wall of the school that has the first set of wards. A large group of faculty that's holding up those wards and forming the second ward, so like sort of sandwiched between a secondary wall. And then it looks like there's the party, a group of people who seem to be walking off towards the tree line, and then a smaller subsection of the faculty that are staying towards the actual pass itself.
I'm keeping as much of a distance as I can from all of the commotion.
Okay. What side of the ward would you like to end up on?
Are the people, like the faculty and the party and stuff are on the other side of the ward, right?
Correct. So there's kind of a ward sandwich going on a little bit in the middle, but they're all on the far side.
I'll go on the far side.
Okay. And are you looking for like a spot to be hidden?
Yes.
Okay, how close to the tree line do you want to be? As far as possible?
Pretty far, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can find sort of some rocks towards the edge of, like, the clearing. The tree line and the distance from the edge of the school isn't that giant, but there is, you know, some area where they have cleared out trees, obviously, over time, because they didn't want it to grow into the wall or anything crazy. So, yeah, you can find a big enough rock to hide behind. Make me a stealth check.
I'm good at those. Ooh, that's a good roll. Hold on. What's my thing? I rolled a normal 17, and then it's where is my stealth? 20. Dirty 20.
20. Yeah, you duck behind this rock, and you get the sense that no one there has seen you. Yeah. So you guys are there. Most of the faculty are just sort of chatting amongst themselves. 10 minutes pass, then about 15, and then you feel sort of a big rumbling. And I want you guys
while
all...
that time is passing real quick, can I want to make it clear that if I am made to roll a check for this, I will choose to fail it, just ahead of time, but I want to try and look around for Nellav and just not see them and be a bit sad.
I mean, you don't know that I'm not. You don't know that I'm coming.
You don't know I'm not letting you make that check.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's like an in character
just, like,
hoping that they'd come. Like,
hoping,
not to search, but
back.
to the.
Not actually expecting them to be there and like whatnot.
Oh, I'd like to do something else as well when I'm hiding, but I'll wait for this to be talked about.
Okay, yeah.
Does that make sense? Can I just look around and be like, damn, I guess they didn't come back or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to.
Cool, I'm gonna do that and just look all sad about it.
Alright, what are you up to, Nellav?
I'm gonna use my disguise kit to make sort of a ghillie suit.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Make me a sleight of hand, just for how well you do this.
Okay. Those I'm even better at. Good thing I'm really good at that. What is that? 15.
Yeah, this looks fine. You did a good job. It's not your best work, but you're also like a little bit nervous right now, so.
Yeah, it's a +9 by the way. I did not roll well.
Yeah, but you think it's a decent job for what it is. But yeah. After about 15 minutes or so, the ground starts shaking much more aggressively than last time, and I need you guys all to make dexterity saving throws again. Nellav, you're okay because you're kind of like on the ground behind a rock.
Darn it, I rolled a 19.
19.
So I rolled
Well,
a
then
1.
you're doubly okay.
Oh, well, RIP.
I'm not
What'd you roll, Alwyn?
a 1.
Alwyn immediately
+2.
falls over.
I can give you the bonus, but I don't think it matters.
All right, my bonus. That's a 21. Teehee.
21,
A
The
16.
bonus.
16.
Wow.
All right, Kruu.
8.
8. All right. Both Alwyn and Kruu, you're not expecting the like second quake. Alwyn, you immediately just fall onto your butt. Kruu, you like try to stay upright for a second, but you also join Alwyn kind of on the floor.
Or gang.
I'm gonna extend my hand to Alwyn.
Why, thank you.
As this happens,
And then to Kruu.
you see the tabaxi woman with the crossbow sprint out of the tree line.
That's probably not good.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna run up to the guy with the sword that you saw before and start talking to him.
I guess get closer, try and hear what's going on.
Sure. You guys can get closer.
Sure.
Make me a perception check just to hear what's going on.
14.
19.
9.
Yeah, if you guys are walking closer, you guys can hear this. Kruu, you're still on the ground a little bit, so you hear bits and pieces, but you kind of get the picture. You guys just kind of butt scooch over a little bit. You hear her, she's breathing really hard, and she starts to say, We need backup, there's 3. The first 2 are probably manageable, but we're gonna need more. The third one is a problem.
Did you catch that, Aiden?
Loud and clear.
The guy with the sword is gonna nod, and he's gonna start directing groups of people towards where she's going. Did you catch any kind of any type of giant? She's going to nod, and she's gonna say, a storm giant, a frost giant, and a stone giant.
Oh, good assemblage.
We
Oh,
can
good
handle the stone.
assemblage.
We can handle them individually, but not together. We could probably manage the frost giant if we have some support, but you're gonna need to deal with the other 2 so that we're not fighting all 3 of them at once.
How are you feeling? Directed at Aiden.
The over the table thing that I've said a couple times is that if I heard Storm Giant, I personally am like, yeah, no, we're dead. So I'm trying to figure out how to put that into Aiden. Because, like, now even Tim is like, nope, I'm good. Storm Giant, it's to kill. So.
Well, didn't
The guy with the sword
wasn't
is
it just that? Oh, sorry.
the guy with the sword is going to nod at her, and he's going to start sending basically half of the faculty in one direction and the other half in the other direction. And he's going to pull out what appears to be a map, ? And ask her to pinpoint where the storm giant is.
This guy's a homie. It'll help.
Yeah, over the table, I got the impression that we won't necessarily be fighting the storm giant, but rather
Yeah, but
just
unless they're far
dealing
apart,
with
I
one
don't
of
trust
the
that not
others.
to be a maybe problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are they going
we
to play
can- we
nice
can-
and
Yeah, they're just gonna.
only target? Yeah.
Over the table. I mean, we were told that this combat was possible.
But yeah.
Yeah, which means we're probably not fighting the Storm Giant.
But possible could
And
include, like-
technically it's possible to not get hit, but like
I was also gonna say you could also include like fighting a giant and not annoying the other one while you're at it in the list of things that are possible. Like,
yeah.
it could be
Possible, but
kill
not gonna
one
happen.
without accidentally setting the other one off, or what have you. Like, or isolate it effectively, or who knows. You know what I mean? Like, there's no guarantee that. Frankly, I think it doesn't matter which ones it is. If it's more than one at a time, we will just die. But
Yes.
Well, that's literally what they're trying to do. Make it so it's not
Just
just
to separate them.
yeah, but the
Oh,
trick is can
mhm.
they, right? So
Is there a way to kind of gauge what the scouting party would be doing?
You can go up and ask.
What scouting party?
That is the
I
best way
don't
of
wanna-
gauging.
They're already
It's
gone.
asking.
What do you mean?
Oh, we heard her run back and say we need reinforcements, so they're
Oh,
not
right,
dead
right,
Oh,
yet.
true.
get
No,
you, I
you're
get
right.
you.
You're right. You're right. You're
They're
right.
not dead yet. So
Yet.
I don't want to go up.
I can. What was it we were trying to do?
Gauge which of the three giants the scouting party would be fighting.
I'm just gonna approach both of them and be like, "So what's happening?"
This Paxi woman they'll both kind of turn and look at you, but she'll say, three giants, storm, frost, and stone giant. My party's currently dealing with the storm giant. Faculty sending backup. We just kind of have to keep them in separate places so that we can deal with one and not all of them all at once.
I'm gonna turn back towards the rest of the gang, the Silver Scepters, as it were.
I guess technically we were listening in. I was expecting you to say something. No, we were listening in.
No, we were all listening.
Oh, that was goofy.
I was like, damn, there's a lot of silence.
I'm still thinking, to be fair, but that was funny.
She's gonna go back to
Funny.
pointing at the map. Varus, now you're close enough to see where the map is. You can tell that she's pointing at spots that are not super far away from the tree line. But she points at a spot that's a little bit more distant and uphill where the storm giant is. And she's gonna mark out some of the spots where her party is. And then she's gonna point to an area sort of down below that area. So a ways off. They are kind of separated, where the other
So
two
in
giants
theory,
are.
could I make
Those
the
two seem to
judgment
be
call?
fairly close together.
So could I make the judgment call, having seen this, that if we were to engage with it, like one or both of the other ones, the storm giant wouldn't be able to at least easily interfere?
If you want to make that judgment call.
You know, I'm making that judgment call. Or at the very least, it would be a bit preoccupied.
I mean, she did say her party was going to deal with the storm giant with help.
Mm-hmm. So, what's the plan? As I turn to the rest. I'll convey this information also about the giants' locations.
Aiden probably doesn't have prior knowledge of giants.
Probably not.
Probably not.
But they do seem real scared of the storm giant.
That just sounds spooky. That's the reason. Yep. Mm-hmm.
The rest of the faculty on this side of the wards are all going to break off into groups and all start headed towards the tree line.
Well,
At the table, I want to do this, but like, I'm not going to make that call for all of you. Like, if that makes sense.
Right.
I'm down as long as we're feeling confident about one.
I am not feeling confident.
You have no doubt. What do you mean?
No
Kruu
doubt
is-
that we will die.
Kruu has no doubt that we're gonna die.
That's crazy.
We will lose, I have no doubt.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Tim, what are you thinking?
I'm fighting meta knowledge versus character knowledge, and I'm very unsure what to do with it because I know the storm giant kills us. There's no question.
But we're not gonna fight the storm giant.
But that's literally the one their party is fighting. So,
We
what
just
do you
go
think
with
they're
all
gonna
that.
send us off away from the characters we've been introduced to? Silly, silly, silly.
I mean, no one's
I
supposed
think
to listen to. Who
I
they
think
try to send
I've
us with,
seen
I
where they
guess,
all
but-
are on the map and can choose where we go. We're not associated with faculty. They have no business sending us anywhere.
Squint. Oh.
See, this is great because Varas nor Yuri has knows what we're really in for.
I don't know, I'm so on the
I
fence.
don't know, can someone else be less of a fence sitter, genuinely?
I
so
can't.
wish. It's hard. Decision making.
I have an
Well, Kruu
obligation.
physically can't.
I'm not there to make choices, huh?
Well, I mean, what's your vibe depending on what we do, you know?
Oh, I think you're dead.
So valid.
So valid.
Both player Stell and Nellav think you are dead.
Yeah. Player Tim is very confident that if they're sending us towards the storm giant, we're dying. But Aiden
don't
wouldn't
go
know
towards the
that,
storm
and now I'm
giant.
very confused as to what to say or do because I hate having meta knowledge.
And this is exactly why I didn't look any of this up.
This
Look at
is
you
stuff I
making
already
good
had a
decisions.
relative gauge on.
I mean, yeah, no, but that's why I personally didn't, because
Yeah,
I
valid.
didn't have that prior knowledge. If we need someone to be less of a fence sitter, I want to go punch things with my sword.
Do it. We need a decision made.
Okay,
I don't care if you decide one way or the other, but I would like you guys to make a decision.
Unga Bunga, I want to hit things.
I also didn't
I
want to state
desire
over the
combat.
table. Nellav is keeping themselves hidden from you guys because they don't want to draw any attention at all to themselves because they think that this is a lost cause. Like, even your attention.
Real and true. Alright. Pyro, are you against Unga Bunga hit things?
I don't
You
know.
could still
Pick
back
whatever you
away
want.
if necessary.
Pick whatever you want.
Can
Okay, I'm picking it, we're doing the thing.
Okay, oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry, go ahead.
I was all four of us, just a hard yes or no.
I say yes. And if all of you are being fence sitters, then
I'm no.
you're,
I
oh,
made
you're
that clear.
just straight up no. Okay.
Yeah, I made that very clear.
Well, now we're back at square one.
Well, we're not because we still have Alwyn and Kruu who won't make up their minds.
Well, Kruu physically cannot.
Why? What did I
This is where
forget about?
I have to decide? Alright, that's it.
They must
Kruu
go with
must go with the
majority.
majority.
When did this happen?
It was a card, I think.
The card a while
At
ago.
some
It
point,
just hasn't really come up that much.
Until
Awesome.
now, oh my
I
I
god.
think
that
it was
much,
the
yeah.
first.
You know, it's
time
good that
we
I'm not
ever-
there because then you guys
Wait.
will have a decision.
It was the first
Yeah.
time before. It was the session before we met your family.
Oh wow, that's ages ago. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Most
Okay,
of
I mean-
is so easygoing that it doesn't really need to come up anyway.
Well-
but
Yeah.
Well, if
okay,
we
well-
have Aiden voting against, I'm just not unless someone goes and is going to go on their own anyway. So as long as no one's going on their own anyway, then I'm a no vote.
Fine, I won't go on my own.
What? I just think that's how it.
You being
you
a
know, if
person
someone-
going on your own would make Alwyn say yes, go.
Yes, exactly. He votes no until someone says, "Well, then I'm going alone," and then he's like,
Yeah,
"Fine."
but out
well,
of character, that just feels selfish. I don't need combat that badly.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I just like that's just how the decision making works for him as a character at this point. So
Sure.
Okay, you guys just waiting around in the open clearing then?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
I like doing the in Kruu's voice. It's my new favorite.
Well, you guys can hang out alone in the open clearing for a good hour or so.
hiding.
And eventually the faculty start walking back out of the woods.
Oh look, they did it. Go them.
Hooray! We did it.
You did not get.
We didn't do
sued.
shit, boy.
Yeah,
We is crazy.
They'll drop the wards around the school. And that's where we're gonna stop.
Oh wow. Okay. Reasonable.